Hi everyone, it's Sarah Jane here. Today I want to talk to you a bit about lightness. Now, I guess what has brought this to my mind is I've been thinking a lot about my journey as a yoga teacher and, really about the retreats that I'm running as well, because so many people come up to me and they said, so what are your retreats all about? Are they yoga retreats? And I find myself, I've really found myself recently, I guess, resisting this idea of being a yoga teacher, because what I'm doing on these retreats is so much bigger. And, it's so much bigger for me and is evolving every single day that I don't even know how to put a label on it. It's working with energy, it's working with a frequency, and the clearer a channel that I become, the more astounding the results are. And I guess in all of this, like this year for me of being out of Sydney and really having a lot more time and space on my own to spend a lot more time connecting to spirit. And, I've had the pleasure, and I'm deeply grateful to some powerful beings that I've been working with this year who have really cracked me open and woken me up to this incredible frequency that is available to us. And, not only am I just accessing it, but, the frequency on the planet is getting stronger as well and getting higher. The more we're able to tune in, the more powerful it is. So anyway, back to lightness. In this journey of, I feel like when I was in Sydney and when I was being a yoga teacher in Sydney, it was, Sydney's a very physical place. The yoga is very physical in Sydney, and that's not to say teachers aren't talking about the spirituality and talking about the philosophy, because they are, but I feel like it's very physical. And I realized that even in my own physical practice, I was, really, progressing and wanting, I'll be like, yes, I'm going to keep working really, really hard so I can do my handstand press one day, because that was really important to me. And then suddenly, well, not suddenly, but being away, I've really thrown out the physical a bit, because I've started to go even more and more off planet with what I'm doing. And being a bit of an extremist as I am, which is kind of my story and what I'm always working with, I've suddenly noticed and when I say dropping the physical, I still do my practice, I move, but I guess I've exchanged my very dedicated asana, which provided me with a lot of strength for even more radical freeform movement, a lot more dance, which has been very, very nourishing for my body, because I'm able to move in a way that feels good for me. And but I just suddenly, in the last little while, I've been feeling heavy. Heavy because I've been eating too much raw chocolate too, and maybe just more food than normal. And this feeling of heaviness, it really makes me feel funky, and the more that we feel funky, the more of the funk vibe that we put out. So then the more funk vibe we're putting out, the more funk vibe we're drawing in. And so the cycle of the funk begins. And I don't mean funk in like a cool and funky way. I mean in like a bleh kind of way. So luckily, as the observer of my life, I've kind of observed it, checked it, gone, okay, right, something's out of balance here again. And am I ready to get rid of the raw chocolate? No, because I love it. I'm not quite ready to cross that bridge yet, but I'll have to when I leave the land of raw chocolate soon. But what I did notice that, I went and did a yoga class the other day, one of Les Leventhal's classes at the yoga barn, and I was like, whoa, I'm feeling weak, because I forgot, and I guess maybe because I started going so, like, let's forget the physical, let's go totally off planet again, as I do sometimes, I forgot about the power in the practice and the power in the asana and the self-mastery that goes along with, you know, really having the focus to really work with your body and allow it to do incredible things. Well, I guess realize the incredible things that it can do. And, you know, it's always interesting because, you know, you talk about, and I firmly believe this is possible, we talk about yogis being able to levitate. And yes, as magical beings magical multi-dimensional beings, I have full faith that we can do that once we really, really, I guess, gain the mastery of ourselves and, you know, work out some of the instructions to this physical vehicle that we're riding around in. Because when we arrived on this earth, we didn't get the instructions. Sorry about the background noise. I don't know what's going on out there. But this idea of lightness and levity is also achieved in our practice through our bandhas, through Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Jaladhara Bandha. And, you know, when you see people able to, you know, move through their postures with such grace and ease and flow and float on up into a handstand, you know, this is that feeling of lightness. And in order for us to experience and find this lightness in, you know, in all aspects of our life, you know, in our body, in our yoga, you know, in feeling light in our energy, you know, it's so important that, you know, I guess we find the balance in everything that we're doing. You know, as I was saying, I'm going too off planet and forgetting about the physical vehicle, which, you know, as an energetic being, as we all are, sometimes the physical vehicle can feel a bit cumbersome, you know, because really we are this expansive body of energy and light, because that's what we are light, you know, and being confined to this like heavy vehicle, it's like heavy machinery to lug around, and it gets sore and it gets tired and it's so human, and it's kind of, you know, it can be annoying sometimes. So what we need to do is find the way to marry this, our body and our mind and our spirit together, because this is the idea of us being, you know, spiritual beings having a human experience. It's all got to work together. So, you know, this is the moral of my story for right now, to remember to find the balance in everything that you do. And if you want to bring this feeling of lightness into your physical body, you've got to do the work, you know. And for you, maybe that is your asana practice. Maybe it is being mindful about your diet. Like I know, for example, you know, like if I were to do a juice fast, which I keep telling myself that maybe I could because I'm feeling a bit like physically and energetically heavy, better after the goddess ceremony that I just did. But, you know, there are lots of different ways that we can call in this lightness. And, you know, and I guess for a while there, I just got obsessed with doing it through really, really deep meditation practices and, you know, pretty, I guess, off-planet work with working with sound, working with tones, working with other frequencies, but which is amazing. And the results that I've had have been so incredible. But then all of a sudden it was like I came back to earth and I went, oh, the physical body, I like forgot. I forgot to look after you. So yeah, I'm hoping this resonates a little bit with you. You know, finding this lightness in everything that you do, you know, even the way that we tread on the earth, treading lightly on our beautiful Mother Earth, Pachamama, not being throwing out your garbage, being an intense consumer, finding this feeling of lightness in everything that you do, even when you're sitting to meditate, you know, finding this feeling of lightness and expansion rather than being like You know, it can pervade your entire life. Even smiling will make you feel lighter. You know, feeling expansive in your energy field. But yeah, I'm going to be back on my mat, maybe questing for the press to do my handstand press, not so I can be like, sweet, I can do a handstand press and then I can post it on Instagram and feel good about myself, but purely because it makes me more of a master of my own physical body, and it helps me to find the lightness in my physical vehicle that I am so deeply desiring. You know, and imagine that is like purely a marriage of heaven and earth. You know, when we can feel light and radiant and, you know, effervescent in everything. You know, the light within us is being matched by this light body. And I don't mean you have to be like a size 4 and weigh like not very much. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about feeling this lightness and this radiance. Yeah, and really allowing yourself and creating the space for yourself to let go of the old stuff, you know, purge the old stuff, you know, and, you know, on this retreat, this raw yoga bliss retreat, you know, we were also doing a lot of colonics and enemas, and I tell you what, that is a great way to make yourself feel light and to purge the old. So a little food for thought for you on lightness and self-mastery. So let me know if you have any questions. I'll let you know how I'm going with it all. Lots of love. Be well.